let's speak about paedophiles.
Good evening. Do you remember that BBC?
Good evening, paedophiles.
Yeah,
Today
brilliant.
we're speaking about...
Surprise. There's another one.
There's another one. There's always another... What is it? It keeps happening. It's just every week. Now, I want to preface this. Again, I don't actually know the correct pronunciation for it. But we're going to say we might be a little bit goofy, might be a little bit gaffy, might be a little bit silly, because this is a very serious topic. But as I was saying to Aiden earlier, I think the best way to deliver this information is in a way where you basically don't want to keel over and throw your guts up.
Yeah, but we also will be respectful as possible. And
yes,
let's get into it.
Let's get raw. Sorry. Boy in a Band, also now known as Boy in a Prison.
Is he in jail, is he?
No, he's not. Because what he's actually done technically isn't a criminal action. So let's go through everything today on
sometimes
News Round.
Sometimes you've got to play the game, haven't you?
Shut up, Jesus Christ. Every YouTuber with a little bit of fame be like, so Dave dated a 16 to 17-year-old when he was 23, and he met her when she was 15 at a concert that he was playing at. Now, a lot of people have been saying to me, because I'm kind of assuming that everyone, including yourself, knows what the Boy in a Band situation is, pretty much accused of being an abuser, a nonce, every little thing that, to just take like every like red hot button topic that a YouTuber could be accused of, he's pretty much been accused of it.
He really should have written into us for advice.
I mean, to be fair, mate, he made a whole song being like, what was it like? I wasn't taught the laws in school or something.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I was never taught what laws there are.
Sometimes the jokes write themselves.
But there is a series of allegations, and one of the outright truthful ones is he was 20. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not that funny. 23 years old, dated a 16-year-old when he met her when she was 15, met her at a concert, and for a lot of people pointing out to me saying, well, my friend, in the UK, that's not technically a crime. And when you have to justify your reasoning for dating a 16-year-old as well, it's not technically a crime. You look in the mirror. Like, Jesus Christ, get a grip of yourselves, boys.
It's not good, is it?
It's not.
No, you've really taken the biscuit there.
Oh, look, I'm not saying we need to judge people on looks, but when you look at that haircut, that thing that I just mentioned, that's an actual prudent thing, outright. There was some other stuff, such as in 2019.
Myth busted. He's like, carry on.
Game theory is Boy in a Band and not. No. In 2019, there was a diss track that came out about him. And honestly, we will take a little brief look at it. Whilst there is, I feel bad for the person who wrote the diss track, they have given a fine example of why British people simply should never, ever be allowed to rap, because British people on rap just doesn't work. In that diss track, they said things such as Dave using his depression as a way to kind of like get away with being a dick, pretty much.
Analyze the problem, illustrated in a flow chart. There's logic to my reasons. When we talk, you can't defeat them. Oh, I see why you're avoiding me and blaming it on depression. In the time you were here, I've been hospitalized. Are you seriously saying you can stop, say hi? You're off recording music vids, but can't send any messages? Which
lines up with a lot of allegations that have come out recently. A song which was on Dave's channel came up of where he made the lyric, "Take me without your consent."
Without my consent.
And people alleged it was a 16-year-old saying it, but there wasn't actual proof of that, to be fair, that it was the 16-year-old saying it.
My head is...
Yeah, it continues. There was also some weird community posts, which aren't criminal, but like a bit weird, of where the bloke pretty much made his last ever post on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, was him being like, boys, I've got a load of medication and it's not really giving any effect. Should I just take it all at once?
What's the worst that could happen? I wish I had my Dr. Pepper here this week.
Obviously signals inappropriate relationship with fans. Doesn't end there though. This all comes from one massive Reddit post where they claim that there was 10 plus victims. There was plenty of screenshots of messages, but there are also a lot of problems with these allegations. First thoughts as a man that does not give a shit about YouTube stuff?
I'd avoid him.
If I saw him across the street, I might walk to the other side.
I'd pick a different YouTuber to hang out with. Like my good friend BoyInABand.
No, well, I shouldn't have said no. Hang out with me, guys.
I'm really good.
But,
totally not a nonce.
I should probably just say, now's a good time where I don't have to do an audio edit for telling you to subscribe to this podcast. Pretty much, subscribe. There's nothing more I can say other than 50% of you aren't subscribed. Well, I think so. Somewhat on those lines. It always is 50% no matter what channel it is. And subscribe. We're going to be putting out clips every 2 days, podcast weekly. Maybe sometimes it'll be twice a week, every now and again. Who knows? But yeah, please subscribe because, why would I not want people to watch this? Cheers. Okay, so all these allegations come from a Reddit post where it's like they've took this letter, which apparently all the victims of BoyInABand have come together and written as a direct letter which has been sent to the family and friends of BoyInABand. They're saying they're doing this to, I guess, prevent further abuse being enabled, because I guess they're suggesting that they know about it all, but they're basically being like, you've got to stop enabling this abuse. This is how bad it was and stuff like that. But the problem is that they've just reposted this letter onto Reddit. There's like not really any like real solid evidence. The only things they've really attached to it, and I don't want, because when I said this in my YouTube video, I was like, look, when abuse victims come out, people say, where's the fucking evidence? Do you expect them to fucking slap a GoPro to their forehead and get a POV?
I find that such a weird angle that people take when someone comes out and says they've been abused and they're not like believed. If someone said that like their house would be burgled, would you not believe them?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because I would. So why would you not apply that same logic to the case of them like being abused?
The reason this is a problem here in terms of when I say evidence, I don't want a fucking person, as I said, a person to slap a GoPro to their forehead and record all the abuse that's happened to them. The problem is that this Reddit post comes from an anonymous Reddit account where they've made claims for 10 plus other people. They've name dropped a person called Rachel. It's the only named X, but there's no co-signing of it. It's an anonymous account, and the only evidence that they've attached, it's like a group chat of screenshot messages of like these. It's apparently the X's, and they're apparently all detailing the abuse that's happened to them to each other, and they're like, this is the evidence. Whilst also they have added a few things in here and there of like, they have shown the proof that they did actually date a 16-year-old when he was like 22, 23, which is fucked up, and you can't deny that. And it's like outright at that point, in my opinion, all the other stuff can be put to the side for a second here. You can just be like, that's a terrible thing. Like, I like, mate, if you dated a 16-year-old at the current age you're at now, I'd be like, mate, what the fuck's going on there? People have been like, well, it's not technically illegal. But again, it's like, mate, the law does some truly mesmerizing things every now and again. It's like Jimmy Savile was allowed to walk the earth for his whole life and not get in trouble for what he did. Like, does that mean that he was like a good guy? Like, no, it doesn't. Like, the law can get things wrong, and it's also like your moral judgment doesn't just come from the law. Yes, a 16-year-old can legally date a 23-year-old.
I don't think you should ever be applying your moral compass to what's legal and what isn't. Although like the law is necessary and we have to have it, it's not like foolproof. It's not perfect, and it never will be.
I mean, especially over the last few years, like so many people have been like, fuck the police, but it's like when somebody actually is like when you can see clear evidence of like something bad, that people are like, oh well, it's technically not illegal. It's like, I mean, does that matter?
Yeah, because I don't think everything should be illegal, but something doesn't have to be illegal for you to go, you're a fucking weird guy, aren't you?
It's also a 16-year-old in this country is legally still a child. Like, and that's what's weird about it. Like, you're still legally a child and you can legally date an adult, but you're an adult dating a fucking child. That's just messed up. And it's like, for me, that's that done. It's like, I kind of just wanted to follow up on this because I made this into a video and there just were some weird comments again, bringing up the fact of like, it's not illegal, but it's like, I said in my video, I get it. It's legal. I get it. But it's like, doesn't mean that it's right. As I keep saying, but also there are just like a load of other weird shit out there to kind of like implicate that. Well, whilst there isn't evidence of all these things being true, it's like, if we can do these one thing, like for example, like as I brought up earlier, man made a community post being like asking his young audience, oh yeah, should I fucking overdose on meds? It's like,
like Naked Martin's Twitter account isn't illegal, but are you defending them? Are you defending them actions? Oh, you've never seen Naked Martin.
Who's Naked Martin? Who the fuck's Naked Martin?
This is so funny that you have not seen Naked Martin. I don't know if
Naked Martin. Come on, bring him up.
He just posts videos on Twitter of him naked.
To be fair, mate, I don't think BoyInABand is posting his cock on the internet.
So I'm going to give you two examples of Naked Martin, and this is a great example of behaviour not being illegal that should still be frowned upon. And number one is when he poos on a slice of bread. He poos on a slice of bread. He puts another slice on and he eats it.
Is this not going anywhere?
That's example one. Okay, do you want to hear example two?
I do. Go on.
Right.
Just lay it
Naked
on me.
Martin, right? He gets a Twix. That Twix then goes up his bum. He then pulls it out and eats it. And that...
Oh, no. Is this what Bob Martin's been getting up to since Morgan's channel? Do you have a fucking Bob Martin?
Bob Martin. Fucking beans
in
and burgers.
today's video, we're going to be sticking a Twix up me ball. No, to be fair, I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put it past BoyInABand to shove Twixers up.
Would you not?
Mate, with that haircut, anything can happen.
A real Kyle. He's a real Kyle.
Going off topic, I've got a fucking pounding headache, and I'm speaking about BoyInABand shoving Twixers up. But no,
Life just gets worse every week for you, doesn't it?
it really. My head is pounding right now. But with these allegations, it's like I want to support them, but you can't expect the internet to like outright believe absolutely everything. You are an anonymous account being like, oh,
Yeah.
all this shit's
I mean,
real.
I feel like obviously don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Yeah.
But also just, be a critical thinker about it. Have your own sort of mind.
Mate, I could literally make up text. I could like go to my phone, change my contact number myself to like, I don't know, fucking Mr. Beans, and he could just,
Yeah.
I could just take, what was it, Naked Martin. I could just text myself a photo of Naked Martin shoving a Twix up his bumhole from Mr. Beast, and I could say Mr. Beast has been harassing me with Naked Martin's Twix bum.
I mean, I think like way back when you started quite a rumour that went like semi-big on the internet that Didier Drogba was going to sign for Ipswich Town.
Yes, I did.
You
like,
did.
But I also started a rumor that J.K. Rowling made it canon that Dobby has a 9-inch penis. No, this is actually something that a lot of people. Mate, I made a tweet 8 years ago being like, Dobby the house elf got a big old fucking schlong, and a lot of people to this day have for some reason believed that in the midst of all her transphobic rants, she also one day was like, fuck the transphobia, fuck Dumbledore loving cock, I'm gonna go write about the big Dobby's cock. Maybe Dumbledore had a little pepperoni on the old Dobby schlong one day, but I convinced a lot of people that was a thing, and it just shows that you can pretty much convince people on the internet anything. And in this case, that's why I say it's like anybody can make those messages up. You need to like provide a little bit more. Like it needs to be like a signing off, like a name attached to it or something.
And it's also very powerful, like fake information. And that's the reason why Donald Trump was president for years.
Like fake news and shit.
Just like, like people just believe fucking anything.
Yeah.
And it is bad. And you shouldn't believe everything you read in one sense, but just use a bit of common sense.
I think what I've done here is like I've taken the outright facts. Like I've been like, this is like, there is a clear indication that yes, he has inappropriate like interaction with his fan base. He has dated a fucking kid, and he also shoves Twix up his. He had a diss track made out about him, where a previous ex-girlfriend was actually stating things that links up with the Reddit post being like he uses depression to cloud over things and stuff like that. So it's like put two and two together, be like, yes, he's done bad things, and I could really see him doing the other things. You can't outright be like he's done all of those other things. Because also, the person in a Reddit post was being like, somebody was like, can you give proof? And they were like, well, somebody in 2016 tried to come out and his fans harassed and doxed them. And then they were like, well, have you got fucking proof of that? And they just didn't reply to it.
Does BoyInABand has cheeseburger?
Shut the fuck up. What is wrong with you? I said to him before this, I was like, mate, we want to deliver this in a way where people aren't getting a bit too tense. And you just say to me, has BoyInABand got a fucking cheeseburger? Get a fucking grip. I like the idea that he's seen all these fucking allegations and he's just gone fucking off the walls, man. He's got a fucking stapler and he's taken a load of 2011 Chesburger memes and he's fucking stapling them to the wall.
Man's gone to Tesco, he's filled up his big trolley, just filled with rustlers, and he's gone, that's dinner sorted for the next year, don't have to leave my house again.
They're the fucking the 70-year-old there, Jill at the till and Morrison scans 800 Rustler's cheeseburgers. And she goes, that's fucking £800 Dave from BoyInABand. And he looks at Dad in the eye and goes, can I has cheeseburger? And she goes, Dave, you dumb cunt, you fucking put it in your fucking trolley.
Jill's gone, yeah, has all the cheeseburgers.
You stupid fucking dickhead.
You've got all them cheeseburgers. No, there's no cheeseburgers left for anyone else. What are we talking about?
Him fucking abusing people, mate. It's not good. But I want to say, yes, not only does this man have fucking cheeseburger, but also he probably isn't a good bloke.
He's got some deep-rooted issues.
And a fucking severe cheeseburger addiction.
Just leave your burgers for other people, mate.
There was also another thing people were being like, this all has been registered to happen like years ago. But it's like, just because a crime happens years ago doesn't mean that crime hasn't happened. But it's also like, these things all involve peoples of young age. What are you fucking laughing at now? Come on, spit it out. Just spit it out.
I was about to go, oh, would you look at the time? It's 11 o'clock. And then I was just gonna...
I'm gonna fucking slap you. I'm gonna slap you in the fucking face. Eat it all. Fucking pick it up and eat it all. Do it. You ashamed of yourself, aren't you? You sick bastard.
Don't talk to me like that.
BoyInABand be like when he sees my video.
BoyInABand be eating his melon.
I like the idea because he hasn't responded to all of this, but like he just puts out a video on his little fucking C920 webcam, and it's just him pixelated saying, "BoyInABand, don't you fucking talk to me like that."
BoyInABand, if you're watching this, can you please just let me know you're okay and tweet Aidan, I has cheeseburger.
The real question is he in a band?
He always does solo projects, doesn't he?
I don't know, mate. His fucking music is. I remember when iDubbbz released that diss track, and it's like you're thinking this is quite catchy for a YouTube song, and BoyInABand turns up, you're like, fucking kill me. It's like British people just should not rap. Grime artists, that works, but like a white British man rapping he's from Wolverhampton. No man from Wolverhampton should ever be fucking rapping. It just does not sound good. And it whenever he appeared on iDubbbz's Rice Gum diss track in 2017, I just personally wasn't a fan.
It's not good, is it, mate?
It's not good. And I really thought we'd get some serious thing out of this. But after everything, the one thing that we're meant to take serious is the thing we've been least serious about, you know? What?
Are we going to get cancelled?
Well, I don't care.
Have I done a bad job of this?
Probably. But he's done a bad job of, I don't know, not being a nonce or something.
Do you know what's funny? Some people are going to go on this clip to get like the lowdown on what's going on, and it's just me being a little twat for 20 minutes.
You are a little twat, aren't you? You fucking melon-loving dickhead. Can we try and end this?
2 seconds later.
The one thing I thought was like, I get you've wrote a letter, and like I understand that the letter to the family would make sense. You don't need to attach all the screenshots if they do know the lowdown of everything. But it's like, you can't just post a screenshot of a letter and expect everyone else to be like, oh, nice. Like,
why are there so many predators on YouTube? I don't get the correlation. Is it because like they don't actually have to do much work for a living?
I think
so. They just take full advantage of their situation.
Well, I think it's like 99% of YouTubers started off as like lonely virgins, and like not me. 99% of YouTubers, like let's be real, especially the OGs. A lot of them were fucking weird. Like you look at Shane Dawson, you look at Onision, you look at that era of the early 2000 YouTubers, 2010 YouTubers. A lot of them were weird weirdos.
Yeah, because most people are hanging out with their mates and having spleefs.
No, but I'm not even joking. I'm genuinely being serious, especially back then. Maybe nowadays it's not so much, but back then a lot of these YouTubers were actual fucking weird.
Yeah, because all of their mates were just people they know off the internet.
Yeah,
right?
not all of them, but some of them. And I think because they were such social degenerates, and I'm not justifying it, but like and then they get a bit of power. They're degenerates alone. They're probably going to abuse that power. And that's what keeps coming out of like all these OG YouTubers being fucking dickheads. And in fact, funnily enough, we brought up Alfie Days in that in the first episode. I'm not going to go on and say Alfie Days is a big stinking nonce. But like those guys, despite being the most hated OG YouTubers, were actually the most clean ones, weirdly enough. So fair fucking play, Alfie, for not... I can't even say it. I'm not even going to say it.
Well done, Alfie.
You didn't look it.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, but no, I just wanted to say, I think that BoyInABand is not a good guy, and you've really fucked this one up.
Why is it my fault?
You've brought the fucking melon out, and I just can't take it seriously anymore. So let's just move away from. Let's move away from.
I thought you wanted a light-hearted take on the whole.
We're moving away from
situation.
BoyInABand, and we're moving into Boogie 2988.